Hello, welcome to University. Today we'll be learning how to sketch graphs from linear equations. Now we have here on the board a linear equation 4x minus 2y equal to 9. We are going to learn how to plot graph from this equation. Now there are three basic ways in which we can plot our graph from this equation. The first method is zeroing x for y and vice versa. In this method, with 0x, we get y, and later with 0y, we get x. For the second method, we say using table of values. Here we drop table of values which we use to get our graph. And the last method is using the linear graph equation. And the linear graph equation is this: y equal to mx plus c, where m is our gradient and c here is the y-intercept. So let's dive into it. Method 1. For method 1, with 0x to get y and later with 0y to get x. So let's start. Let's 0x. 0x. That simply means x equal to 0. Our equation is 4x minus 2y equal to 9. So I'm going to make x 0. That means whenever I see x, I'll put 0. So that will be 4 multiplying 0 minus 2y equal to 9. This will go out, so we have a minus 2y equal to 9. So we divide both sides here by minus 2. Here minus 2. This cancels this, minus cancels minus. So we have here y equal to minus 9 over 2, which can be written as minus 4.5. Now we have zeroed x, we have our y as minus 4.5. So we go for the next one with 0 y. That means wherever I see y, it will be equal to 0. This becomes 4x minus 2 multiplying 0 equal to 9. So we have here 4x equal to 9, because this goes out. So we divide both sides by 4. 4 cancels 4 here. X equal to, this will go into this as 2.25 positive. Now with these two data, we have our point as, we know that normally when you have a point is for x and y. So our x for this graph is 2.25 and our y is minus 4.5. So let's draw our Cartesian plane for this. Okay, now we are done with our Cartesian plane. For plotting this graph using method 1, all you have to do is to find along the x-axis the value of x, and then along the y-axis the value of y, which is this, and then you pick those 2 points and join them together. So let's go. Our x here was 2.25. Now we know that between 2 and 3 is 2.25, so it will be somewhere around here, not exactly at the center, but half of the center here. That's 2.25, our point 1 for x. So for y, it will be negative 4.5. That will be exactly in between 4 and 5. So these are our 2 points, here and here. So all we have to do is to join them together. So this might not be 100% accurate, but this is your straight line. If you have to plot this on your graph sheet, it will be 100% accurate. So this is how you use method 1. So let's dive into method 2. Now for method 2, I'm going to make a table of values. Here will be my x, here will be my y. I'm going to change the values of x to give me different values for y. So I'm going to take from -1 to 2. So I have when x is -1, what will be the value of y? When x is 0, what will be the value of y? When x is 1 and when x is 2. So let's fill up this table before we draw our graph. So we have our equation here as 4x minus 2y equal to 9. Correct? All right. So we are going for the first value of x when x is -1. So this becomes 4 minus 1 minus 2y equal to 9. 4 times -1 gives us -4 minus 2y equal to 9. 4 will cross over to meet its kind, and it will be received as a positive number because here is negative. So what's left here is -2y equal to 9 plus 4. -2y equal to 9 plus 4 is what? 13. So we are dividing both sides by -2 here. This cancels this. So our y equal to -6.5. So when x is -1, y is -6.5. We go for, so the next value is 0. 4 multiplying 0 minus 2y equal to 9. This goes -2y equal to 9. So we are dividing both sides by -2 and -2. This cancels this, and then we have our y equal to -4.5. That means when x is 0, y equal to -4.5. So let's go for when x is 1. When x is 1, now we have here 4 multiplying 1 minus 2y equal to 9. So this will give us 4 minus 2y equal to 9. This crosses over, it becomes -2y equal to 9 minus 4. This is minus because here is positive. When it crosses over the equation bar, it becomes negative. So our number becomes -2y equal to 5. Dividing both sides by -2, this cancels this. So we have our y equal to -2.5. -2.5. So let's go for our last value of x. We have that 4 multiplies 2 minus 2y equal to 9. So this is 8 minus 2y equal to 9. This crosses over, it becomes -2y equal to 9 minus 8. -2y equal to 1. So dividing both sides by -2, this cancels this. Our y equal to -1/2, which is equal to -0.5. Now with our table complete, we can go over to plot our graph. Now please take note, for the first value of x, there is a corresponding y. That means that gives us a point of, I told you before, we have this x and y for each point. So that means for our first point here, -1, our y is minus 6.5. When x is 0, it gives us another point again. X is 0, y is minus 4.5. When x is 1, it gives us another value of y minus 2.5. And the last point, when x is 2, we get the value of y minus 0.5. So with these 4 points, we can get our graph. So let's dive into it. Please take notes. Mine may not be 100% accurate. All right, now we have our Cartesian plane. Let's get the point for x minus 1, y minus 6.5. So x minus 1, all the numbers here are negative. All the numbers here are negative for y. All the ones here are negative for x. Positive for x, positive for y. So if we have x as minus 1, we should look along this direction. This is our minus 1 here. Then our y is minus 6.5. That will be around here. So all we have to do is to trace this minus 1 to meet up with minus 6.5. That will give us 0.1. That's our 0.1 here. Go for our next point. X is 0. That means there's no x. Just pick minus 4.5 on your y-axis. And minus 4.5 will be here, in between 4 and 5. After that, pick x equal to 1 and y equal to minus 2.5. This is our x1 here, positive 1, and y is minus 2.5. That will be here. So let's trace them to meet each other. So it will be somewhere around here. So let's go again. The next one will be 2 for x. That will be here. And for y, minus 0.5. That will be in between 0 and 1. So the next mark will be somewhere around here. So once you're done with that, all you have to do is to join these lines together. Now, please take note, whatever we are doing here is not 100% accurate, but on your graph sheet, it will be accurate because this is a freehand sketch. So this will always give you a straight line. Get your 4 points, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4, and you get your straight line.